Hello lovely people, welcome to the Geek Cupboard, I'm Penge and welcome to Extinction Day. And I'm going to apologise in advance for this one because this is a game where we need to kill all of the humans, and that of course includes you, lovely person, so I am sorry about that, I do apologise. So we need to use all sorts of different disasters and effects and things like that to bring about the end of humanity, wonderful. And as we go along we can apply modifiers and bonuses and make our various killing powers a bit more killy. In a way, I suppose it's a bit like Plague Inc, but we've got other tools to work with. We're not just working with germs and bacteria, there are other tools like storms and asteroid strikes and that kind of a thing, and I thought it looked quite intriguing. So do you know what, here we go. Time to dive into the demo of Extinction Day, because we are playing the demo today, and do a bit of killing. Sorry. Okie doke, here we go. Welcome to the Earth, everybody. You might recognise it because you probably live here, and it's our job to go round the entire planet and kill all of the people on it. I do apologise, humanity, but do you know what? That's the nature of the game, sorry, but for us to win, you all need to be very, very dead. However, right now, before we go and do anything else, I think we should ask a very, very important question, because if we look over here, we can see that time is clearly ticking by. There are planes flying around and boats sailing around, and we're on day 16, now day 17 of week 3. So we know that time is ticking by, which I think means right now we should ask a very, very important question, and I think you all know what it is, so say it along with me, everybody. Is spacebar pause? And yes, I can very happily confirm that spacebar is pause, which is wonderful news. Well done, game, good job. Right, now that time is paused, we can go and have a little look around and find out what's going on. So yes, it's our job to kill all of the people, and the people in this game are represented by those little sort of blue dot type things. However, they're not actually blue dots. From up here, they do look like a little blue dot, like a sort of a map marker type thing. But if we zoom in, let's zoom in over here, and then unpause time, they're actually little people, look. They're little people just sort of pootling about on the map, which is quite fun. So yes, we need to kill all of the little people. I mean, yeah, from up here, they do just look like dots. But down here, they are people, which is quite fun. I like that. I like that. It makes it feel like we're actually, going around and getting rid of the humans rather than just getting rid of dots or whatever. So yeah, at the minute, they're blue, which means that they're okay. They're fine. They're healthy. They're having a lovely time. If they go to yellow, that means they're a little bit hurt. They've taken some damage and they're not feeling too great. And eventually, when they take enough damage, they go from being sort of a yellow human shape to a red grave shape. So yeah, red is we've killed the people there. So that's what we want to do. We want to change this map from lots of blue dots to lots of red, because that means that lots of people are dead, which is what we want to happen. And to do that, we deploy various disasters. However, what do we have going on up here? So over here, we've got ourselves souls, and we use that to deploy various kind of disasters and upgrade them and all that kind of stuff. We've got influence, which we use to sort of spend on various other upgrades. That's another kind of spendable commodity. And over here, I think they're called corruption points. And right now, we haven't got any, but as the game progresses, the humans will fight back. They'll look around and go, hang on a minute, hang on, this is terrible. All sorts of really awful things are happening. We need to deploy countermeasures against that, and we can use those corruption point things to try and sort of get in the minds of the humans and then, yes, stop them retaliating against us quite so much. So the minute, yeah, none of those, but yeah, they haven't sort of done anything with that yet. So over time, we'll pick a few of those up and then we'll fight back against the humans. But right now, we don't need any of those. So I think, first things first, let's deploy our first disaster. Let's go down here and have a look at what we can do. So at the moment, we've got two different types of disaster that we can inflict upon the planet. The ones in the hexagons here, they are passive disasters. So they just keep on happening, they keep rumbling on if we've got the energy for them to happen, because there is a concept of energy. So they'll just sort of keep happening again and again. And these ones here in the square box, they are active disasters. So we click it, they run for a bit, and then they stop. For example, a tornado. Or a tornado is a passive disaster. It runs for a bit, spins around, does some damage, and then that's it. Once it's kind of worn out, it fizzles away, and it's gone. And then we have to summon another one. But for example, the thing over here, with the passive disasters, that could be, for example, if we have a look, a storm, or a respiratory outbreak, which seems, alarmingly close to home, doesn't it? So, yeah, we could pick either of these. And as you'll see, there's a cost assigned to it. So the sort of respiratory outbreak, that costs 20 of our 25 souls, and a storm is 22 of our 25. But we do earn souls back the more damage and stuff we cause with these various things. So I think let's maybe go for a storm. Let's go for a lovely storm, shall we? Summon weather systems with strong coastal effects and significant resilience, causing widespread damage across large areas. Okay, so strong coastal effects. Okay, so if we pick that we would like to inflict a storm upon humanity, we now get to choose where we'd like that to happen. And we put it into one of these areas here where there's a hex. It kind of slots into one of these. And I think, yeah, we want somewhere very coastal. I think over here is going to be pretty good for that. Lots of water around, lots of coastline, lots of islands. Yeah, I think if we put it over here, it's going to be quite effective. So yeah, if we drop a storm down in Saigon, if we look on the right there, we can see the different properties of this particular area. So it is hot, it is coastal, and it is poor. And yeah, we can get various upgrades that make sort of, differences to different attributes. So we might be able to get an upgrade that means that, the sort of storm is more effective in hot areas or whatever. So I think, yeah, we'll put it over here for now. Now there is an energy cost to this. So if we deploy that in, so the moment it's not quite happened yet. The storm hasn't sort of built up. It's, it's getting itself ready. It's getting its, exciting storm stuff ready, packing its storm bag, and now it is going to do stuff. So at some point, we should see, there we go, we'll come back to that thing in a second. There we go. A little kind of storm thing has appeared, and that is going to cause trouble. So yeah, if we just tick time on a bit, it's not doing anything right now, but there we go. Right, so in, what was that, a matter of days, it's harmed 23,400,000 people. That's quite good. No deaths yet, but if that keeps happening again and again, those people are going to get worn down, and eventually they're going to go to the yellow people, and then they're going to go to the red dead grave icons, which is what we want to see. So, it's not doing anything right now, but this is a slow process. We'll work away on this area with lots of storms, and we can upgrade the storms as well. We can go down here and do a bit of an upgrade, so we can add an enhancer. So I think let's go down here for now. So what we need to do is we need to give ourselves a bit more energy. So down here we can see that's our kind of passive icon, if you like, because it's in that hex. And we can see down here that it costs 18 energy to have the storm running in this area just here. And we generate 18 energy, which is quite handy indeed. So at the minute we can only have that one storm running in that area at that time. We can't have another storm running somewhere else because we don't have the energy for it. But there are things over here that we can deploy to make it a bit more efficient in terms of energy. So I think, we'll go to here, and this is going to cost some of our influence. But if we go to here, look, energy efficiency. So we can decrease the daily energy cost by 20% for 6 of our points. So I think we spend 6 influence to bring the energy cost down. So now it's on 8 out of 18, which doesn't seem like that was 20% of the thing. But okay, whatever, numbers, yay. Okay, so that's that done. And we have got another 4. Got another 4 just there. So I think it might be worth grabbing another one of these. So what do we go for? So we can get an increase to the attack size, increase the damage, increase the souls that we get from this. And the more souls we have, the more things we can deploy, and the more upgrades we can get and everything, or increase the collect rate. Not so bothered about that. I think what we'll do is, let's gather some more souls from these storms. Let's do that, because then with more souls, we can do even more things. So yeah, we'll have a bit of that, please. So that's got 2 enhancers on it. And then down here, there is a little kind of collectible thing. A little sort of coin has appeared, and we can choose to either harvest souls out of it or influence out of it. Now, I think at the minute we're going to get souls from the storm happening. So I think we'll go for influence right now, just so we have a little bit of that in the bank. At the minute we've got none. So that's going to take some time as well. So if we run time on, there we go. The storm is just going to do its thing. And yeah, not killing anybody right now, but over time that will do. We can make it more effective and more powerful and all that kind of stuff. In fact, look at that. Those people there have now been damaged by that storm. So they've gone yellow, which means they're a little bit injured. They're not dead, but they're a little bit worse aware, shall we say. And then another storm appears over here, and the same kind of thing might well happen. Now, our goal over here is to terminate all the humans. I like the word terminate. Terminate, kill, whatever, but get rid of all the people. And also to get some XP, which I think we can use that to get various upgrades and things on sort of future levels or whatever, but I'm not so bothered about that right now. But if we deal 250,000 points of damage with an asteroid impact, that means we complete that little goal. So there's little kind of sub-goals going on as well. And yeah, over here is where we can track what is happening. So the minute we've done a tiny bit of damage to a few people. And that's kind of it. Nothing much else going on. It is quite quiet around here. However, this storm is building. And at some point soonish, if we run time on at maximum speed, that is going to expand. So it'll expand to a different area. And eventually, we could move the storm, if we have the energy, to over here as well as over here. It'll expand to a different part of the world, which is going to be quite handy. But right now, it's doing a good job. I think the storm's doing okay, so we'll leave that doing its thing. This is quite handy. Now there's another resource drop. That one is getting influence, so that one, do you know what? We'll have some souls from that one. Thank you very much. There we go. So they can gather some souls from that. That's going to be quite handy. That's influence coming in from that one. Right. Okay, so that's going to be gone soonish. That's going to be gone soon enough. There we go. I think then, maybe, what do we need for an active disaster? What do we need to get one of those in? So a tornado is 8 souls and an asteroid impact is 30. Okay, we can't do either right now, but we're very nearly there. So if we just tick time on, get one more soul. Come on, go up to it. There we go. Right, so now I think we get ourselves our first active disaster, which is a tornado. There we go. So we'll have one of those. And yeah, they still do have the concept of energy. So it's building up. So the minute we can deploy 2 of these, I think. So if we go, I'd like a tornado, and I'd like to put it just here, please. It does its swirly thing. We can see it doing some stuff. The people underneath are getting damaged. And that's kind of how it works. And I think it's going to drift off into the sea, possibly. No, it went back. It went back on them. Okay, so some of those people are a bit more hurt than the others. So yeah, the yellow people are a bit hurt. The orange people are slightly closer to death. But we can do that again. We've got one more left in the bank at the minute. So if we do that again down there in the same place, just unlucky people over here. Yeah, we can't control the tornadoes, by the way. We can't control where they go. But it is just, that kind of went out into the sea more than anything else. That was a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, now there are some people that are very much knocking on death's door. Deary me. Okay, they're not quite dead, but they're not looking very well. And yeah, it costs 20, that's 20 energy to deploy one of those. So each thing's got its own sort of energy supply. So yeah, we gain 5 each week, I think. So now we can do it again. So if we go in and say, right, another tornado over here, please. So that's going to go around again. Maybe it could do a little bit of killeting this time around. There we go, look, I think. Have some people died? Yeah, there we go, look. I think we've got our first casualties. There are some little red gravestones. So those people are now gone. They're the first people, I think, that we've killed. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, still, in the background, look, the storm is doing its thing, which is lovely. I mean, not for the people that are under the storm, but for us, it's quite good. And yeah, is that ready to go? 96% expanded. And that's the expansion bar underneath. So yeah, it's getting there. There we go. Right, the storm in Saigon has expanded to a new location. Okay, so it's sort of headed over here. Look, it's gone down to this area, which means that we can now click over here. At the minute, actually, we can't do that. So we've not got enough energy. It's 12 energy per week to spread the storm to that little sort of node there. But yeah, at the minute we're on 8 out of 18. So we need to do something to bring down the energy costs of our storms. But we can do something about that, which is very handy, because over here we've got various upgrades and things. So these are different to the, whatever they're called, the enhancers. They enhance that particular storm in that particular location, whereas these just affect all the storms that we deploy anywhere across the entire planet. So can we actually get any of these? We're on 5 souls. Botherations. No, we can't. Okay. Yeah, I thought maybe if we get one. Yeah, that. Oh no, where's the... There's one. There must be one which sort of brings energy down or something. It's got to be one. Tell me there's one which brings energy down. Maybe there isn't. Maybe there's not one. I do not know. Okay, maybe not then. So maybe we're going to have to wait with that one, which is a little bit of a shame, but never mind. This is all fine. So again, now over here, there's storms happening in this part of the world. So, this is good. This is more people being affected. This is more damage being caused. We have got 6 out of 60 of out of 50 of those now, which is good. And also, we have got some influence points. And yes, let's go, I think, over here and harvest a bit more influence, because the influence is quite handy. So we're going to go down here for, hang on. Let's deploy a bit of a tornado. We'll deploy a tornado there because we can. Sorry. And also a tornado, just there because we can. Why not, eh? And then we can go into here. So now we've got a whole range of different kind of boost things. All sorts of different things we can do. But I think, yeah, there are some energy-focused ones. So increases passive energy production of all abilities by 10%. That seems quite useful. I think that might be quite handy, so we can get more energy out of things. Are there any other sort of energy-generating thingamajigs that could possibly help us just be a bit more efficient? Okay, there's a couple of things down here which I think are linked to energy production, so I think let's go for these. That one there we need to get first, and then it'll kind of branch out into the other one. So this one here increases passive energy production of all abilities by 10%. So all of our things are going to generate a tiny bit more energy, which is quite handy. And that is for 4 of our 12 influence. So let's go for that. So boop, that's quite handy. And now we can get the adjacent things. That one there is quite good. Increases the energy efficiency enhancer effect by 10% where it is equipped. And we've got that equipped on our storm. So if we upgrade that, that means, I think, that this over here should generate a little bit more energy. Okay, not use as much energy. So yeah, that's now only using 7 energy per week. And over here, that means we've now got 13 energy spare. So that uses less and our abilities are generating more. So now over here, we can afford the 12 per week to get a storm over in Mumbai in the west of Asia. So that's this area here. So I think we do that. And then immediately, hang on, unpause time. Let's get time ticking on. So the storm is going to happen over here. Now we're on 19 out of 20 energy, but I think, we need a couple of points of influence. Botherations. Okay, that's coming from here. I think we need to get to 6 influence. Come on, give us 6. There we go. So now over here in Mumbai, we can deploy the energy efficiency sort of enhancer modifier thing, but that's already better. That's now reducing the daily energy cost by 30%. So we'll take that. There we go. We're generating 20 energy and we're only using 15, which is quite handy indeed. Okay, there we go. So now there are 2 storms. There's a storm front over here and a storm front over here. So we've got 2 on the go. This is all good. And look at that. 99.3% of the world remains, but we are chipping away at it. Okay, that storm there, not overly useful. But yeah, more storm things are appearing, which is good. And yeah, as we go, we're gathering our sort of souls. We can do more upgrades eventually, all that kind of stuff. How about... right, here we go. Humankind have become more vigilant. More and more people are becoming harmed by disasters and catastrophes. I can't think why that would be. Goodness me. Governments and authorities worldwide are now closely monitoring disasters and will actively deploy countermeasures to mitigate their impact. Okay, so at some point on one of our locations here, a thing might pop up saying, hey, the weather experts have got together and they're reducing the effect of the storms. Or, yeah, the Red Cross have appeared and they're doing a humanitarian sort of effort. And that means that people are taking less damage or whatever. So we want to make sure that we counteract those. However, we are going to need some help with that. Over here, do we go for 10 souls or 8 influence? We're going to go for the influence over there. And that is for a very specific reason. So we go back into here. We can now, if we acquire that little kind of upgrade thing, we can get 6 corruption points. So that's going to give us some points here, which we can use to fight off those pesky human countermeasures. So all those things that I just said about, weather experts and, the Red Cross and humanitarian efforts and such, this can help us fight back against those. So we'll take that, please. That's quite handy. Do we get another one of these? Decreases the cost in energy to deploy active abilities by 10%. Oh, that's quite good. That reduces the energy for active things. Okay, do you know what? We'll take that as well. That's quite good. So now, we've got 2 of these ready. Let's drop one of those in and drop another one in over there. Okay, so bad over here. Look, and over there, I think people are struggling. We just picked up another soul from that and another soul from down here. So as we said, it's a slow burner. It's a slow burner, but once it gets in, it's actually pretty effective. And I think if we save up our soul points and get to 20 of them eventually... Oh, the storm in Saigon has expanded to a new location. It's gone all the way down here, look. So now this part of the world is going to be being bothered. We could potentially... Oh, look at that. For 3 per week, we could get the storms down here in Sydney. Do you know what? We can afford it. Let's do it. Let's do that, shall we? There we go. So more storms are going to appear down here, which of course means more people in trouble, which means more souls, which means more upgrades and everything else. This is all very handy. A new resource drop has appeared. Let's go for souls, actually. We'll grab some souls out of that one, because if we, say, get up to 20 souls, I think it was 20, wasn't it? We could, say, go over to, I don't know, here, and deploy ourselves the sort of whatever it was, the respiratory thingamabob. So this over here is, you know, like weather phenomena, and over here we can have a little bit of sort of germ phenomena going on, just to make sure that we're covering both bases. Also, we'll have a tornado, and we'll have a tornado. Very nice. Okay, good. So that's up to 13. Yeah, that needs to get up to about 20. And I think we'll be okay. But yeah, look at it. It's ticking up. Get another one of those. Oh, the storm in Mumbai has gone to a different location. I think it's gone down here. So the sort of eastern side of Africa. The storms are spreading. This is wonderful. This is ticking up. There you go, humanity. 98.4% of the world remains. And yeah, I mean, of course, North America, South America, Europe, they're unharmed. Africa's taken a tiny, tiny bit of damage. But yeah, really... it's the sort of Asian countries that are bearing the brunt of the damage at the moment. Ah, right. Over here, look, this is a problem. So this is where the humans are trying to fight back. Countries are exchanging satellite data. In an effort to better predict weather systems, country leaders are exchanging satellite data. So energy cost for that ability location has gone up by 50%. So now we're not generating enough energy to maintain our storms. And people are healing. People are healing 5 hit points every 4 weeks, which is not very good for us. However, down here we can now try to override this. So I think what happens is, I think we sort of, I don't quite know what being we're playing as. I'm not really sure what we are, but we get into the minds of the humans, into the sort of the lawmakers and such, and we convince them that this is a terrible idea and they should not be exchanging satellite data, and eventually, if we're lucky, they will stop doing it. So we've got an attempt to overrule. It costs 2 of our sort of corruption point things, and then we spin this wheel. So the chance at the minute is 40%. There's 5 blocks on this wheel. 2 is going to mean that it's fine, it's successful, and we stop them doing this thing here. And 3 means that we have to have another go. So let's try and do this, because at the minute that is causing a bit of a problem with our energy. So I'd like to overrule that, thank you. Is it going to work? Spinny spin. Oh, not quite. So now the odds have changed. The odds are now down to 25%. However, there is something in here that we can do, I believe. Now, which one is it? There's something in here. There we go. Oh no, that's the countermeasures. One of these things, oh there you go, increases odds when attempting to overrule human countermeasures by 25%. The only thing is, I don't think we can get to just there right now, can we? Okay, so we can deploy a bit of media disinformation to reduce their alertness. So that means they're less likely to pop up with these crazy ideas where they try and fight back. So we'll have a bit of that. Then I think we'll go to here. They've not got an arc yet. I've only played a couple levels of the game. They didn't do anything with an arc. But I think, yeah, we'll deploy that. And then we'll have to do that at some other point. But, okay, we've got 4 turns. And there are 25% odds. So the odds are that we should get this sorted. However, when I've played the previous 2 levels in the game, the odds were, they weren't 25% odds. I think I had a similar situation to this, and I span it, I think I counted 12 times with no success. On the 13th time, it worked. And I know it's random, it might work next time when I do it, but yeah, the odds were seemingly longer than this. But okay, let's attempt to override it. So, no, that didn't work. So we'll give it another go. Come on, this has to work because we've got energy problems. Oh, now it's worked. Okay. Right. So that's now been, sort of made defunct. That's been destroyed. They're not satellite sharing anymore. And this is all good for us. Wonderful stuff. And we're nearly at the point where we can start doing some sort of, whatever it was, respiratory infection shenanigans. And I think what we'll do is actually, the storm things might well spread to this part of the world. So I think we'll go over here, look. If we go to here, we can start sort of working on the Americas. So I think, one more point in there should help us. There we go, up to 21. So, disasters. Can we now deploy a respiratory outbreak on the west coast of America? Thank you. And it's going to affect all of those places. So that's going to be quite good. So you do that, and it's now deployed. Okay, 8 out of 16. So we can potentially deploy another one when it expands. Okay. So that's going to slowly affect over here. Again, it's going to be a slow burn. It's going to be a slow burn with that one. It's not going to be fast, but it will get there eventually. Can't do a storm down there right now, but we have got a couple of tornadoes. So let's deploy those like so. Okay, they can run around. Sydney has declared martial law. Okay, what does that do? The disaster has been contained and will not expand to new locations. Okay, that's... Is that okay? We could do with it going over here, maybe. Because New Zealand is looking quite immune to things at the minute. We can attempt to override it. There's a 40% chance that that's going to work. Okay, let's give it a go. Let's give it a spin. And... okay, that worked. That was fine. Okay. When I played the other two levels, they didn't work at all. It took so long to get any of these doing anything. But oh no, when we're on the video, oh no, it's all fine. What were you complaining about, Penge? Right, a couple of these. Get a tornado and a tornado. Let's just go in, cause some more damage. Got one of these. Souls or influence. We'll take influence, please. Because souls are coming in anyway, which is quite handy. I've not missed another one of those, have I? Oh, there, look, that's going away. We'll have influence from that as well, please. Oh dear, okay. That's unfortunate, because I didn't see that in time. But never mind. Another resource drop. We'll take influence again, I think. Just because that means we can get more stuff from here. From this kind of influence thing. The respiratory outbreak in Los Angeles has expanded to a new location. Okay, so it's come down here to Mexico, I think. So we could expand it over here, look. That's 4 energy per week, or an 8 at the minute. So let's move that over there and deploy a bit of respiratory problems over in Caracas. Sorry, people of Caracas, but you're going to have to possibly be a bit dead soon. I do apologise. Right, okay, over here, can we now get this thing to increase the odds when we do the countermeasures? We'll have that, and because we're out of corruption points, we need to spend a few influence points on getting that done. So we'll pick up another 6. Thank you. There we go. Right, there we go. Look at that over here. We can see that, the people on the west coast of America are becoming a little bit poorly because of the sort of outbreak thing. This is looking pretty good. 3% of people have been terminated. I mean, it's not many. It's not many, but we are slowly but surely getting there. Right, and we'll put another thing over here. This is all fine. Run time on very quickly. Oh, now they're doing satellite data stuff again. Stop it, you lot. Okay, got 8 points. So we'll attempt to override it with our first go, which has worked. Okay, right, that was very good. And very surprising. Okay, again, we'll go for influence, because we can get quite a lot of jazzy stuff from that. And then over here, maybe we give this some enhancers. How about the energy one? So we can spread it about a bit more. So we'll take that. So that's down to 9 out of 16. And we'll get some more souls from it, please. Because that means we can get more stuff, get more upgrades, all that kind of fun stuff. There we go. Because you've not done much in the way of upgrades yet. We've not done much in the way of actual big upgrades. We've done these things. We've done enhancers. We've not done much proper sort of upgrading of things. So that'd be quite good if we could do that. Also decrease the energy of that as well. Thank you. There we go. So I think that can spread to some more locations, which is going to be quite handy. Also, let's drop a tornado over here and a tornado over here just for fun. Sorry, people of America. Oh, that killed quite a lot of people. Right, the outbreak over here has expanded down here. So now I think the nearest node is that one. And yeah, Buenos Aires. We can now make them do some coughing and sneezing and such like. Saigon upgrades its water control structures. Resource collection will be halted. No. We're going to try and override that with this attempt. Botherations. Okay, now we're down to 31% odds. Here we go. Look, this is where the nonsense is going to begin. Oh, no, it's all fine. There we go. Right, we'll stop them doing that. But we are down to just 2 of those things. So, yeah, we are running out of those. But never mind. It's all fine. I mean, it's looking pretty good. We are doing some good damage to people. And I think as areas collapse, let's say, for example, we cause this entire region to collapse. All of Asia East fell apart and everyone was dead. It affects the rest of the world. The rest of the world feels the impact of that because, you know, there's economic problems and social problems and everything else. So it does affect other parts of the world, which is quite good as well. I like that. Can we put a storm over here? 7. Oh, no, we can't. No. Okay, never mind. Yeah, we can't quite do another storm. Oh, wow. The respiratory outbreak is doing a grand job. Okay, go and affect New York then. I mean, yeah, that's done the entire of the Americas. That was very effective. Okay. Wow. That was very good. They're going to get another countermeasure shortly. Stop that, you lot. Okay. Right, runtime on. Let's see what we can do. The storm in Mumbai can expand to another location, but it cannot right now. And they're doing the satellite thing again. Okay. We've only got 2 of the points left, but we'll give it a go. It might work. And it did not work. Botherations. Okay, never mind. I mean, how are they looking down here? Are they looking okay? They're looking a bit injured down here. They're all healing up, but if we just drop a couple of tornadoes on them, surely that's going to cause them some issues. We'll harvest influence out of that, thank you. Right, I think then, let's go to here and upgrade some of our things. We've now got 30 souls. So I think, yeah, let's upgrade the storms. The respiratory things seem to be doing quite well. The storms are working a bit slower, I'd say. So how about we can get that and that and that, I think. Increase the rapid spread enhancer. I don't think we've got that, but we could do the wind speed. So increases the attack size. So the storms are just wider, which is quite handy. And that increases the damage. So we'll increase the damage for 12. And what do these do? Increases critical hit chance. Oh, we can't afford these. Okay, we're not doing that then. However, look, we can give our storms a new skill. They can have tornado clusters. Spawn multiple connected tornadoes with thermal damage properties. Oh yeah, that's quite jazzy. Yeah, we'll have a bit of that, thank you. So now our storms are generating tornadoes without us having to do it. Okay, that's very good. Okay, yeah, that's fantastic. There we go. So that's going to cause a lot. And already, look, we're up to 14 souls, 15 souls. Okay, this is very good. What's this here? Decreases the amount of human countermeasures being deployed by 10%. Okay, yeah, we'll take that. That seems quite good. Increases the global decay speed by 10%. So that is just how quickly everything falls apart because things are falling apart. Sort of, yeah, the effect sort of, increases. It's like an exponential kind of a thing. So mass hysteria causes self-destructive behaviours, accelerating how quickly regions surrender to disasters. So people start looting and, resources run out and people go out into the streets and start having fights and people don't drink their tea properly and such. So I think we'll go for a bit of that as well. And then when we get another 4 influence, we'll pick up some more corruption points. Because we are out of those at the moment, which is a little bit unfortunate. Look at this. Look at this. The world. We've just caused 10% damage. Excellent news. Okay, this is good. This is good. Got some tornadoes. Pop one in over here. Maybe one in over there, look. Just cause a bit of damage. We'll take some more influence, thank you. Because, now the souls are just coming in. The souls are just flying in because of all of the work we're doing, all of the glorious work we're doing around the place. So, I mean, Europe is unaffected at the minute, as is the west of Africa. That's not been bothered, but I think, we might be able to. And we can't quite do it. We need one of these areas here to be completely destroyed. And when they're destroyed, there's no need to spend energy on it because it's sort of done. So yeah, I think if that, say, falls or that falls, we can then move the storms into this area and hope that works. But yeah, for the minute, we can't do anything about that. We will take those corruption point things. Thank you very much. And also, how about over here, look? We can... Oh, we can't because it's 8 points. Botherations. Okay, we've got quite enough influence, but we could go down here and, yeah, attempt to override your silly satellite thing again. And it's worked that time. Okay, good. It's not looking good down here, is it? For the people. There's not a lot of good stuff happening down here. There's a lot of red. A lot of dead folks over there. Okay, got a tornado. Just drop that into that area there. There's a lot of blue people around there. So we'll do that. We'll have a resource drop. That is just there. We will harvest influence again. Right, we've maxed out on souls. So let's go back over here. And, yeah, what do we work on? Do we make the tornadoes more effective? Do we possibly... Hang on. I know what we haven't done. We haven't deployed an asteroid impact. We could do that if we want. Okay, right, here we go. Right, Europe. You know what I was saying about you not being affected? I'm afraid I might have to possibly drop an asteroid on you. You know what? Let's drop an asteroid on where I am. Because I've picked on the rest of the world, it seems. And where I am is nice and safe. So how about we just do a little bit of an asteroid? Is it going to hit exactly where we told it to? Oh, right. Okay. That was quite devastating. So the UK is in trouble. The UK is not having a fun time anymore. I mean, yeah, Wales, I think most people in Wales are dead. A lot of people in England are certainly not very well. Scotland's okay. Scotland seems to have escaped quite a chunk of the damage. And Ireland did take a bit of a hit there. But okay, there we go. That seemed fair, didn't it? There we go. Right, try and put some more tornadoes back over here. And another one, say, over here. Oh, another resource drop. Go and grab that. Again, take the influence, because that stuff just flies in, look now. Initially, you don't get that much in terms of souls. Once you actually start getting into it, it does sort of rack up quite quick. So we'll take the influence. Let's make the storms better, shall we? Let's spend 10 on increasing the size. Let's just make the storms massive. There we go. Just max that out as much as we can. And I think the rest is... the rest is too much. We could do that. Reduces spread speed by 20%. Oh, I see. Increasing overall spread frequency. Oh, yeah, do that, please. We'll have a bit of that as well, so the storm's going to appear more often. Okay, that's quite good. And then over here, let's increase the thing, whatever it is, the respiratory condition thingamajig, with a pulmonary attack. So it can increase the damage caused to the people. There we go. Right. So now that is going to be doing its thing. However, we are now running out of energy because these guys are doing their weather watch stuff. Okay, attempt to overwrite that, please. Bother. Okay, we've got 3 goes. Okay, have another go. Come on, come on. Okay, now we've got 2 goes. Come on, this has got to work or else we're going to be in trouble. The final turn. And bother. There we go. I mean, 31% odds and it didn't work on all of those times. Never mind. Never mind. Right, we need to get some more corruption point things. So if we go here, it increases the maximum energy of all abilities by 25%, and then grab that. Can we do that again? Maximum energy of all abilities up by 50%. Oh, that's very jazzy. Okay, so now, hang on, we can do that again, because we've got more points. Here we go. Hey, splendid. Okay, right, that should bring that down below good levels. Okay, right, we're looking fine. The people of Earth aren't looking quite so fine. They're looking a little bit poorly. Okay, where's a densely populated area? Kind of over here, I feel. There's nothing happening over in that part of it. So if we drop an asteroid just there, that should cause some good damage. Okay, we didn't quite hit where we wanted. Didn't quite hit. I kind of wanted it over here. It was accurate when it dropped it on my head, but not over there. Okay, never mind. And a couple of tornadoes, 1 and 2. They're doing weather watch stuff in Sydney. There's not a lot of people left in Sydney, I don't think. There's not a lot of people left, but it is affecting the energy cost. I think that's okay for now. We'll deal with that hit. Look at that little mini tornadoes. Humans are building an ark. Millions of people are being killed by disasters and catastrophes. Faced with the imminent threat of extinction, nations across the world have united in a desperate effort to construct an ark, humanity's last hope for survival. The ark's construction progress will begin to increase. Okay, so is there a meter for the ark? Can't see where that is, but okay, never mind. Right, I think we try and bring down sort of alert levels. Can we do that? Oh, that's increasing damage of everything. That could be quite good. Rapid spread. Let's maybe cause a bit more damage with things. What does that do? Attack size. That is +8 corruption points. We can do that multiple times. Okay, do you know what? We'll have that. Can we have that? That's locked for some reason. Why is that locked? Oh no, sorry, I clicked that. Sorry, this here. Increase the amplified damage enhancer effect. I don't think we've got that. Let's get this. Increase the attack size. So our attacks can be a bit bigger. And the attack size of all active abilities. Yeah, we'll do that as well. There we go. So now things should be a little bit more effective. Yeah, we need more energy stuff, really. Can we deploy a thing over here to reduce the energy? That's down to 14. Has New York got that? No. Okay. So if we then knock... Oh, we need some more influence. Botherations. Okay, we haven't quite got that just yet. Oh, there's the arc. There's the arc just there. Okay. Can we lob an asteroid at it, possibly? I mean, you know, we can chuck asteroids at everything else. Can we not throw an asteroid at that arc? That'd make sense, wouldn't it? Let's drop a thing into there. That's a nice tornado. Go through and cause problems. I mean, yeah, look, these areas are collapsing. These areas are falling apart very quickly. We've maxed out on our things again. How about we work on this? So, yeah, let's make a severe cough. This is a bit more sort of Plague Inc, isn't it? So we'll upgrade that to have a cough. The unit damage can be increased. The attack size can be increased. And let's max that out, actually. So if they get the thing, if they get the outbreak, the respiratory thing, then it can cause a lot of damage. Oh, hang on. Increases the number of affected people. Ooh. Yeah, we'll take that, thank you. That's quite jazzy. Yeah, we'll have that. Increase energy by 1 every cycle. Okay, we'll take that as well, because that seems quite jazzy too. So the outbreak should be pretty effective. We'll drop that down there. We do need to get something down here. The storm, 6 per week. Yeah, we can't quite afford it in terms of the storms. That is a bit of a shame. We can drop an asteroid onto things. How about we drop an asteroid? Those areas are going to be gone soon enough. So let's drop an asteroid into the... Oh, it's going to go over here. Don't hit the sea, asteroid. Okay. That wasn't where I wanted it to hit, but never mind. Right, we'll get more influence because the souls are just flying in. This is brilliant. I mean, this part of the world is being ripped to shreds, look. Worldwide effort on a new vaccine. Okay, nope. No. And we've stopped that already. Let's nip that in the bud, thank you. None of that. No healing, thank you. Oh, look. They are building bits onto the ark. Okay, in here... I think there is a... Where is the thing about the arc? There was something in here. Decreases the arc progress by 4% when a region falls. Okay, so we need regions to fall, do we? Also, can we, like, put pulmonary thing into here? It's got a hex on it. Can we put one of those into there? Can we drop that in? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we can. Maybe we can affect that a bit. I'm not sure. Right. Let's go over there, look, drop a thing, and drop another thing over here. We need a region to fall, really. And that region is going. That region is tumbling. We'll drop another thing there, and we'll chuck an asteroid into that part of the world as well. Okay, that was quite destructive. That seemed to do a good job. What percentage are they through with this? I don't like them building the ark. We've not even affected Europe yet. I feel like we've not kind of got that far. Can't do the outbreak over there. We can't do the storm over there. We can't do the outbreak over there. Botherations. Yeah, look at that. South Africa's just like, yeah, whatever. It's fine. We're not fussed. We'll attempt to override that thing. That might give us some energy. Ah, botherations. Okay, we go 31% odds. Yes. Okay. It worked. That gave us a tiny bit more energy in terms of storm stuff. Okay, another tornado. Go. Oh, they've only got 1% over there. Okay, this is about to fall. This area is gone. Right, everyone in Mumbai is dead. This whole area is destroyed, which means that we're not spending energy on this anymore because it's gone. It is gone. It is defunct. It is no more. We get some energy back. So where do we concentrate on now? Where's going to be good to get a bit of a storm going on? I think over there, look, 6 per week. Over into here, then we can get this area affected by storms. That's going to be quite handy. Right, we've maxed out on thingy again. How about we make the tornadoes better? Let's do that, shall we? Attack size of the tornadoes can go up, increase the amount of souls we get, and whatever, yeah, damage and everything else. Yeah, lots more damage. So our tornadoes have just become super effective. Like, really effective. We'll drop an asteroid into the middle somewhere over here. Boom. That was quite effective. And chuck a tornado over here as well, which has gone through and caused chaos and carnage. Excellent news. Okay. It's looking terrible over there. Oh, hang on. We'll have that. We'll have some influence. Thank you. This is brilliant. There's another tornado available. Let's drop that down here somewhere for now. How are they doing with their pesky spaceship? Away with you and your survival ship. Oh, they're about a third of the way through. We can't affect that, I don't think. But North America is crumbling. North America is falling apart very quickly. There's not going to be a lot left of North America soon, I don't think. Oh, they're doing the healing thing. No, away with you and your vaccine. Okay, we're out of those points. We need to get some more of those, please. We'll have 10 corruption points, thank you. And what else can we do? Attack size, max energy. We can't do some of these. Where was the arc? The arc thing? Can we slow down anything else? Yeah, we'll upgrade that again, actually. So when a region falls, the arc can be set back a bit. And, yeah, we'll try and override this. Let's overrule this thing. That's one go at 31%. And another go at 31%. So the law of averages says that this should be fine. So that's 3. So now we've had 4 turns. There we go. Excellent. Can we do any more storms? That's 9 per week. But North America, I think certainly some of these areas are going to fall quite soon. I think if let's try and hurry it along a bit, shall we? Drop a little tornado in over there to cause all sorts of carnage. That worked quite well. 55% of the people are gone. Yeah, they are still working on the... No, they're building the spinny round bits. Stop them with the spinny round bits. Okay, drop that on Europe again. I think, is that going to hit France? Sorry, France. Oh no, that was more sort of like Austria, Switzerland, but still, apologies to people of Europe, but you've been hit by another thing. Right, we've capped out on this again. Let's make our tornadoes even more effective. We'll have that. That decreases the energy cost, and that is... Okay, the tornadoes are now super effective. So they can just go through and cause all sorts of carnage. We need something over here. We need something over here. Maybe the next tornado. Everyone in Los Angeles is dead. Okay, that frees up energy for our respiratory thingamajig, which we can put, potentially, over there. Can we not? Hang on. Maybe we need to just top that back up or something. Okay, oh, hang on a minute. Everyone in New York is dead. Okay. Right, over here, bad things have happened. North America, bit dead. Okay, Okay, right, now we should be able to get a respiratory outbreak over in London and possibly over there in Dakar in the west of Africa. Crikeys. Okay, that was pretty effective. That was good. There are some people alive over here. Maybe it's time to tornado these guys. Sorry, folks, but you're going to have to be tornadoed to death. I do apologise. Advanced weather tool things. Attempt to override that. The people of Sydney, very resilient. I'll give them that. They're hanging around a bit, aren't they? They're sticking around. Come on, come on, come on, come on. No. And the last one, the last chance, I think. Oh, no. Got one more go. Although, do we need that actually? Possibly was that a waste of our points? That might have been a waste of our points, but never mind. Never mind. We need to get something over here. We need a storm or something. If that can go away, if that storm there can wipe everybody out here, we can put the storm over there. And that'll affect that part of the world. Okay, new resource drop. Go and grab that. We will again take the influence. Thank you very much. Let's go to the storms and just make them a bit better. So increases, yeah, unit damage. We'll take that, and then we've got 15 points. Yeah, and then we'll take that to make sure that we can get more storms on the go. And I think that's it. Everything else is a little bit too expensive. Okay, everybody in Saigon down here is dead, which I think means soon-ish we should be able to deploy a storm over there. Why can't we deploy a storm over here, game? It's 10 per week, and we've got 10 out of 20. Now it's on 20 out of 20, so that's fine, game. That's okay. Why are we getting fussy with that? I don't know. And then over here, just do the energy thing. Just to bring it down a bit. There we go. Right, so storms over there causing problems. North America is gone. We've got another resource drop thing. Take the influence. So North America's gone. South America's nearly gone. Europe is looking flaky. And yeah, Asia is looking very bad as well now. Look at that. And we've got another asteroid thing. We'll drop that over here, look, because the people of Africa appear to be sort of not overly bothered by this world-ending shenaniganery that's going on. So we'll have that, and then we'll drop a tornado or two in for you as well. Aren't you guys lucky? There we go, super effective tornadoes, just to kind of bring them down a bit. Everyone in Buenos Aires is dead. Okay, South America is done. Okay, and every time we do that, I think we set back their spaceship thingy. So now we've got to work on Europe and Africa. Yeah, we'll drop a thing in here, look. We'll drop a thing in there to just destroy some stuff around there. Oh, hang on, we've maxed out on our things again. Crikeys. Okay, let's get more damage for the pulmonary infection thing and increase the attack size down to 24. Area increase. Increase expand range by 1 level. Don't know what that means. Increases hot damage and cold damage. Do you know what? We'll take both of those because that seems quite a good idea. It can just, yeah, cause more damage wherever it is on the planet. Everyone in Sydney is dead. Finally, you were very resilient, people of Sydney. But at long last, you guys have fallen. Okay, good stuff for us. Good stuff. How about then we drop another thing around there somewhere? So yeah, let's get another meteor kind of thing coming in. Boom, that's Africa hit quite hard. Asia West, Asia East. They're still, yeah, it's over here, look. We might need to get some tornadoes in on Japan. Oh, hang on. Japan, that just, wow. Everyone there just fell immediately. Wow, that was spectacular. We'll take some influence, thank you. How about we do some more stuff in here? Can we get more energy stuff? Increase passive energy production. That could be quite useful. Increases, yeah, the energy efficiency enhancer. That could be quite useful. So we've got more energy on the go. Because then, down here, isn't being bothered by anything. So now, you can have a bit of a storm going on. And we can't do that thing just yet. Bother. But we'll try and put the energy thing on it. Just to say, oh, there's the arc build thing. The G20 declares an emergency state. Okay, we can't override that, unfortunately, because we haven't got any point thingamajigs. Okay, we're going to have to go for that to then go there. But that requires 6 influence points. Let's get 6. There we go. We've got 6. Okay, go back to here. grab 8 corruption points. Okay, so attempt to override their shenanigans. And we have. Okay, brilliant. I think if we'd have failed on that, that probably would have been the end of things for us, because they would have all just cleared off into space. But now it's just Europe and Africa. Asia's gone. This is gone. It is now just Europe and Africa. Okay, we'll drop a few tornadoes down here for Africa. Lucky you guys. That is, yeah, causing quite a lot of damage. We have got one of these. Let's drop that into the middle of Africa. Wee, boom. Okay, not quite where we wanted. Everyone in London is dead. Possibly because a big rock fell on their heads. But okay, there we go. Oh, hang on a minute. Somewhere else has fallen. Moscow. Oh, Europe's gone. Europe is gone. Right, we're down to just Africa. Well done, people of Africa. You've been incredibly resilient. But now I think it's time for you lot to just sort of clear off a bit, please. They're on 51% of building the Ark. And yeah, it's tumbling. It's tumbling. Let's put a tornado over there. Look, it's a critical hit. Let's upgrade. What's affecting them, actually? Storms. Oh, both storms and pulmonary thingamajigs. Okay, right. Let's upgrade the storms. Let's make them... Let's do that one. More unit damage. Thank you very much. We'll take that. And also, yeah, more storms. And I think that should be it. I think over here is looking pretty good. Oh, it's proper tumbling. Sorry, people of Earth. I didn't want to do this. I'm not quite sure what we're playing as. That's quite interesting. I'd love to know what we sort of are. Like, what are we? Okay, everyone in Johannesburg is dead. There we go. It is done. Extinction Day was Friday, August the 10th, 2029. On Friday, August the 10th, 2029, the last human on Earth died. In a desperate attempt to ensure humanity's long-term survival, humans began building an Ark in space, but never managed to complete it in time to send any survivors. So we caused quite a lot of damage. The difficulty was just regular difficulty. There are perks in the full game, not in the demo that we're playing. And yeah, we didn't complete the sort of task thing to cause lots of damage with our gigantic space rocks. But yeah, so we've leveled up. We've gone to level 5, I think, through there, which means we now get a warfare reward. So that's another type of thing that we can deploy. So as well as, storms and everything else, we can also make the humans go to war with each other, which does sound quite dramatic, doesn't it? Do you know what? Reading that little bit there again has made me consider that there might be a slightly terrifying scenario in this. Because surely, if people are trying to build an Ark in space, there's going to be people up in space building that Ark. They're going to be at the Ark, hitting it with hammers and doing electronics and plugging things in and all that kind of stuff. They're going to be up in space. And of course, they're going to be managed by people down on Earth who are telling them what to do and helping out and doing the radio comms and all that kind of stuff. But of course, all the people on Earth are dead. So I assume all the people out who are on the incomplete Ark in space lost contact with the people down on the ground, and they're just going to be floating around in space looking at the dead Earth. And they're just going to run out of oxygen or food or whatever it is, and they're just going to die out in space. So I think, the last human on Earth did die on August the 10th, 2029. But I imagine the people sort of, building the Ark up in space, they're going to die a little bit after that. And that's going to be really awful, just sort of looking down on the planet and it's all dead and gone. All the things that humanity has achieved are just going to rot and fall apart, and it's all going to be forgotten and everything is going to be destroyed. And they just have to sort of float about in space and watch it all happen. They watch the initial starting stages of the decay of the planet. That's a bit tragic, isn't it? That's all very sad indeed, dearie me. So yeah, there we go. I played those two little kind of missions off camera, just so I could understand what the game was all about and how it worked and that kind of stuff. And then yeah, we just saw Scenario 1, Mass Extinction, which we played on the initial sort of first difficulty level. And now we've completed that. That's unlocked Scenario 2, Global Warfare. But that's not available in the demo right now. So we've done all we can with the game as it stands at the moment in its demo form. And I really enjoyed that. That was very, very good. I like a game like that. I like a game where you have to do little kind of upgrades as you go along, and you can deploy different kind of tactics and different methods and things. And you've got other stuff to deal with, like when the people start trying to respond and do your satellite imagery sharing and they start building the Ark and all that kind of stuff. I like that. That was really enjoyable. That was very good. I mean, clearly and very obviously inspired by Plague Inc. I mean, yeah, that is a sort of an undeniable kind of comparison, but I think it's sort of, it is different enough in its own right that it's not a complete clone. You have got different kind of things that you can deploy. You've got, sort of space rocks, and you've got storms and things, and you can deploy warfare on the later levels. So that's quite intriguing. And yeah, that was really good. I enjoyed that. I mean, yes, apologies for having to kill everybody on the planet. I'm very sorry. But yeah, we got there in the end. And I think the spaceship was only, 50-something% through? Maybe. I think, getting that little kind of thing which knocked back the progress of the ship when we destroyed a region, that I think helped us out quite a bit. I think it might have been a bit higher had we not got that upgrade. But there we go. There we go. All sorted. We've destroyed all the people on the planet. And yes, if we were to continue, we go and do it again. But this time give people tanks and missiles and shooty guns and things, which in itself is quite intriguing. I quite like the idea of that. So we can just sit back and just, watch the people of the world kill themselves. And we could just, occasionally maybe chip in by chucking a tornado in, or maybe throwing a space rock at their face or whatever. But there we go. So we've finished things for now, I think. We've done all we can in the demo as it stands. So we'll wrap things up for now with our look at Extinction Day. But that was very, very good. That was really enjoyable. And yes, if you do have a sort of if you've got a bit of a Plague Inc. itch that you need scratching, then yes, I would say this game is definitely the one for you. But yeah, we'll wrap things up for now. Hopefully you did enjoy this. If you did, please do leave a like. That would be most marvellous indeed. And also, if you're not already, then please do subscribe to keep up to date with all the other bits and bobs and nonsense that we get up to in the Geek Cupboard. But for now, thank you very much for joining me in the Geek Cupboard, and I'll see you next time. It's got spinny bits on it. It's got whooshy bits coming out of the spinny bits, wibbly, wavy, round science cylinders. And there's the sun. I can tell that's the sun because it's the hot thing in the middle. It's not a good day for science. It's not a good day to be a scientist. It's almost like I shouldn't be put in charge of running a gigantic spaceship that is the last hope of mankind.